Smash right now. Like, I'm doing something very boring Final Fantasy as I'm waiting, just so I won't get it on it.
Right. I Somebody sent me the money for it over PayPal, and I've not yet gotten the money, so I have not yet bought it. Otherwise, I will as soon as I get the money.
Okay.
I am willing to give out my friend code for anyone who has Smashes. So,
Nice. All right.
Oh,
Well, let's get started here with episode 3 of the Curse of the Azure Bonds podcast. Uh, for those
Yay!
who may be wondering where last week's podcast was, we unfortunately did not actually have enough people to play last week, so we didn't. That is why
boo.
there was no podcast last week. On the other hand, we have 5 people this week out of our total of 8 people that uh, we have in the group.
Yay.
So,
Yay!
considering that this game is built for a party of 4, I think a party of 5 is more than enough. That said, let's go ahead and do our usual introductions and whatnot in such order as per usual.
right. Beginning off, I am Andy, the card man, who once again shall be playing Amon Vane, the Tiefling Druid. That's enough to you, John.
Was that it?
Yeah,
It's your turn.
yours. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm Jan and I'll be playing the little warlock halfling that's been actually part of the crew since the start of the Azure Bonds. Yeah. And I suppose I'll give it to next one then.
Alright, hello, I am Falling Star, and I'll be playing Kaliel, the dragon-touched half-elf sorceress.
Um, I guess I'm next. I will be playing Selena Eladin, the Wood Elf Ranger with a black bear.
And what's your name? You didn't
And
actually
I'm Miss.
say it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Put it down. Anyway. I love it up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. We're playing Marie and Jim. Marie, the winged elf, and I already forgot how to pronounce it, so fuck it. And Jim, the homunculus.
Alrighty. And as per usual, I am Serene Inc., the Dungeon Master. And we are kicking this off in the same spot that we did last time. Brief recap.
I always say with a bang.
Last session, you all attempted to assassinate King Azoun the Fourth against your will, of course.
Except for me, because I wasn't there.
And Jim. Jim resisted.
Yep, Jim resisted. Um, Agreeing to allow yourselves to be put in a protective cell that was actually of good make, a pretty fancy place. Selena happened to discover where you were, came to join you and the rest, came to join the rest of the party. Just as she shows up, a thief pops out of a brick from beneath the cell that you're all in and explains that the leader of the Thieves Guild, a guy by the name of Artur Grossman, would like to meet with all of you. He said that he knows some information of the Azure Bonds and possibly a way to get around the whole cursed, aspect, the whole domination aspect. Um, you all agreed to go see him under the pretense, of course, that you would then return to see um, the king afterwards. Have one of you try to get the bonds removed and whatnot. Um, that said, Cutthroat McGill, the thief that you guys met, led you through the stone after allowing you all a chance to recollect your weapons. Um, and you were off. You slipped through the brick into the sewers, to which Cutthroat McGill gave you the simple warning of don't wander too far because let's see,
Get
how does
eaten,
he
yo.
word it? Yeah, he says I won't hurt you, but there are far worse things down here than us thieves. He then pointed to some floating bits of what appeared to be armor or something of that nature, just kind of floating nearby. Um, and then he continued down the sewers, which brings us to today's session. Um, so Cutthroat McGill is making his way further down the sewers. Um, the there is a path behind you that seems to lead deeper into the sewers, and there's the path that Cutthroat McGill is walking, which is forward. So,
Okay.
Well, obviously we want to follow Mr. McGee or McGill. Dang it!
Yeah.
Chimp's like, follow! And while running on Chimp, while running on Marie's shoulders. Because, no thank you.
If there are any dangers in the sewer, which apparently there are, I will have my crossbow at the ready, just in case. Otherwise, I believe the sensible solution, which we all agree upon, would be indeed to follow the man who's leading us.
that does make sense, yes. But I mean,
Selena
I leave
is
it open.
keeping a hand on her swords.
Yeah, I'm just going to have my sleet storms spell at the ready in case we run into something. Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
And
I can't read
Halima
it.
is just following on top of the water.
You need to just have that Chimp. Like, my fists are ready.
Alright. In that case, Cutthroat McGill leads you down a short, straight stretch of sewer tunnel. There are no branches either left or right to this tunnel. It's a pretty straightforward path. Eventually, you all come to a large iron door that blocks your path. McGill steps up to it, knocks on the door 3 times, and after a short moment, you hear the sound of grunting and groaning from some kind of big creatures. The door slowly begins to rise, and you notice that there is a bit of a lift between the sewer floor and where the iron door comes down on, so that water doesn't flow through the door. Cutthroat McGill turns back to you and he waves to you and then proceeds through the iron door.
Of course. We follow.
I'm both curious and scared of what could possibly of what may, actually had that large iron door move. For all we know, they could have I don't know a half orc doorman, which I'd rather not want to piss off.
Yeah, but we are guests, so,
Yep.
we don't need to worry, no matter what it is.
I will note the size of the door is roughly about 15 foot. It's huge. So, it definitely must be something strong. Um, so, if there is nobody saying otherwise, uh,
Onward, ho!
Cutthroat McGill leads you all onward through the door, down a hallway, and finally into a large, richly decorated room. The walls are dripping with expensive hangings, and the floor is awash in pillows made of exotic fabrics.
You just see Jim
Golden,
go. You just see Jim going, stolen, stolen, stolen.
golden bowls of oil dot the perimeter, with wicks set in boats of silver, providing a dim light to the room. Along the wall from which you entered from, there are long benches on either side of the massive iron door. Seated on them are a couple of groups of scummy-looking rogues who eye you suspiciously. The only other exit from the room is off to your left, towards the southeast, I believe. At the far end of the room is a low dais, upon which sits a grossly fat man in regal but tattered robes. He motions you to enter and be seated.
I'm sorry, but this is just going through my head. Jabba no Wonka, Solo.
Hey, great, you beat me to the joke. The exact same thing I was thinking. It's like, oh great, we're dealing with Jabba the Hutt.
I really have not watched Star Wars.
Well, how many just waves to the people sitting on the sides?
Oh, Jim just goes ahead and like jumps off Marie's shoulder, sits on a pillow, and just gets comfortable.
Right. Well, no, take a seat,
So we-
or whatever we're supposed to do.
Alright.
Selena will sit leaning against her bear.
Alrighty. As you all kind of settle yourselves in and whatnot, the fat man on the dais speaks up and says, "Good evening, gentle adventurers. My name is Arthur Grossman. My thieves called me Guildmaster to my face, and Fat Man behind my back." He kind of glares at the other thieves, and they all kind of glance around nervously. He
Can I
says,
call you? Say, Jim, can I call him that too?
he says,
Okay.
"I am the master of the Rogues of Tilverton. I have brought you here because we have a matter of common interest." He points at one of you with a pudgy, ring-laden hand. "You have been marked with the symbols of an evil alliance, one of which is very unpleasant to our group. You see, many years back, the Fire Knives of Cormyr had their power broken by His Majesty King Azaun the Fourth. May he reign for a long time. They fled to the hinterlands. Some, unfortunately, came here, where they petitioned my father, the former guildmaster, for sanctuary. He granted it, and within the year He was dead from their poisons. The Fire Knives are bullies. They seek only vengeance against the king. They hold the king's missing daughter, Alucer Nacacia, as bait to lure him here and have their agents, you people, slay him. Normally I would not care one way or another, but should the king die here today, all of the thieves of Tilverton will suffer, including my own group. We suffer if the king dies. We also suffer if we oppose the Fire Knives directly. They are small in number, but powerful in ability. Many have fallen at their beck and call, as you may have noticed with your marks. They have allied themselves with a group of misfit clerics from Ulash, who still seek to bring their dead god Moander back to life. Sorry, I lost my place for a second. They talk with parts of the Black Network, the Zentarum, a secret organization deep within. They have even struck a deal with a red wizard from Thay named Dracandros, and even have contacted even
red
worse
wizard?
powers than that we know little about.
A red wizard? Selena
Yes.
will ask.
Yes, a red wizard from Thay. You may know of them. They are a very dark and evil group.
They're bitches. Oh, I know how to sneak attack. Shit.
Unfortunately, Dracandros is, well, he's still a red wizard, but he's no longer part of them. He was cast out by the other red wizards of Thay. I believe he desires to return to his place of power that he once held. Of course, this is all speculation. I do not know for sure. He kind of adjusts himself a moment and then says, "You have been brought here because I believe I can help you and everyone else who is bonded if you are willing to help me deal with the fire knife problem. In my own research, I have determined that destroying the source of one of the marks, in this case the fire knife leader Radatha, will permanently remove that mark from your arms, as well as that from everyone else's." I'm going to type these names for you guys real fast. Mikandros Radatha.
Okay.
Moander
I keep accidentally opening up my minimized Minecraft.
and Tarum. There we go. Those are the different names that he has given you so far. Sorry, this is kind of long, but there's no way to shorten it. In this case, defeating or destroying Radatha will remove the fire knive's mark from your arms. This will prevent anyone from seeking to harm the king because they lose control in his presence. Of course, the issue with this is that the fire knives do control your bonds. However, there is a workaround, if you will. You see, in order for Radatha to activate your bonds, he must speak a word and an order. If you can prevent him from doing so, your bonds will not activate. As well, only he is capable of doing so. As Radatha has captured Alucer and Acacia, if you could find her and free her, you could possibly use her to strike at Radatha. If she can prevent him from speaking, or if you could cast some sort of silence spell, perhaps, you should be able to beat him and clear yourself of one of those bonds. There, we can help you. We can give you a map of the sewers that leads between here and the Fire Knives hideout. As well, we can give you a map of the Fire Knives hideout, but it is an old map from when our group existed there. Fire Knives have likely moved the walls around a bit and changed various things. He claps his hand loudly and says, "Well then, what say you, noble adventurers? True, I make no promises about the fact that we are thieves, chiselers, and petty grifters, but ours is a proud organization with small goals and strong civic pride. We do not wish to see Azan or his daughter, or particularly Tilverton, hurt. So, will you help us against this greater evil?"
Selena nods. Yes, we shall. I have
One
a.
question, if I may,
Okay.
before we
Go ahead.
agree to anything. I mean, well, you say that Fire Knives, then there's more and they're Centarim and Red Wizards. So, what is the fifth mark? And Halima raises her arm.
The fifth mark. Unfortunately, I do not know. I have done as much research as I can, but the symbol is foreign to me. I feel. Oh, yeah, I should open up that, shouldn't I? Feel that it is a name of some form. It seems to be written in an old language that I unfortunately do not have any information on. It is, unfortunately, the only rune of which I cannot decipher.
Question. Does it look like it's written in Abyssal because Amon can read Abyssal?
It is not written in Abyssal.
Dang, there goes that idea.
I should open up my character sheet while I'm thinking about it.
That's
The room that you're in? Oh, the rolls room? Yeah, it's Demon Slayers.
I need that. I just thought about it. Like, wait a minute, I forgot stuff.
Monster size is like, well, if the it seems to be at least my only course of action, so I have no problem helping people who have low goals in order to get rid of something far eviler. Just as long as I can get this damn mark off my arm.
So
Can I be-
you're telling us we need to rescue someone who can then help us defeat the person who will get rid of part of this mark.
Yes.
Well, I'm
That
happy
is-
to do it, but I'm not going to do it for you.
He shrugs at that. I don't expect you to do it for me in particular.
If you're willing to help, we will accept such help. Do you happen to have a scroll of silence, or know where we can acquire one?
He snaps his fingers, to which a beautiful young woman walks out. She is holding a pillow in her hand. Upon it is a scroll. Artur reaches over, pulls the scroll off of the pillow, opens it up and examines it for a short moment, then holds it out to your party and says, "Would this work?" It is, of course, a scroll of silence.
That'll work just fine. Thank you.
You just see Chim resisting the urge.
Go ahead, Chim.
No, we'll get us in trouble. She's being good for once.
Halima pats Jim's shoulder lightly. There.
But he's fat anyway.
At the apparent silence of the party for a few moments, he again snaps his fingers, to which a to which the same young woman walks off, returning a moment later with a scroll again on the pillow. Artur once again takes the scroll, examines it, and then hands it to you and says, "The map of the sewers."
Oh,
And of course, since I can't hand you a scroll with a map, I have sent the file to you.
you just see Chim going, was this drawn in paint? What?
Well, that is mildly confusing, I would say.
Artur will out of characterly say, "Actually, it was done in Corel Paint Shop." It was actually me drawing it in Corel Paint Shop.
Well, yes, I did paint it.
Well, yes,
I did.
I painted it myself. Yes,
That is
aren't I a
that's
wonderful
that.
artist?
At least there's no food stains on it.
Does any of you know how to read this map?
You just see, you just see Chim look at, where's the, where are your here marker?
Oh boy. So, this isn't good.
I can't even get it to download.
That sucks.
I got it to download, but it won't actually show up on my tablet for some reason. So yeah.
I have it.
So I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too, so.
Yeah. Oops. I keep clicking buttons that I shouldn't be clicking. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward map. The white area is the sewer corridor, and then there's doors to other, areas.
Is
There
it
might
possible
be there
is it
might be a minor glitch on that map. I don't remember if I updated it, but there was a door missing. I don't remember if I updated that map after adding the door in on the DM version. So if there's randomly a door when I say something and you're like, "What? It's not on the map," and that's my fault and my
Resend.
apologies.
And see that fixed. If people have it, don't have to worry about downloading it. Just resend it and see if that helped.
So, where on the map would the door we came in be?
If you are looking at the map, the very top of the map is actually where the Thieves Guild is. Like, when you go out the doors of the Thieves Guild, that will be where you start, is the very top of the map there.
The left or right branch?
And that depends on which exit you exit out of from the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there are two doors from the Thieves Guild.
Well, we would gladly take the other map as well. We might as well take the other map as well, the one that's about the...
Oh, yeah, the fire
Yeah.
knife. I will send that to you guys as soon as I get it finished.
Like, oh no,
like,
guys, I'm
That's
still drawing
reasonable.
it. I'm still drawing it, guys.
like I said, I have had I have had no time this week, so I've only been able to do so much in the way of preparing the session and whatnot. So unfortunately, I do not actually have the fire knife map. I just have the sewer map. So
Well, let's just say that we have it then.
yeah, just uh, Arthur Grossman will again snap his fingers. The woman again retrieves yet another scroll. He hands it to you. It's the map of the Fire Knives place. Fire Knives hideout. Or at least his copy of it. Again, as he noted, and he will note again as he hands it to you, the map may not be accurate.
Calling you liable was not accurate.
Hmm?
Anyway, I'm calling you liable was not accurate.
Artur, however, will note that the sewer map is, in fact, accurate. And the DM will note that if the missing door is in your version, then it is, of course, not accurate, and apologies. That is the DM's fault. That is not Artur's fault.
It has so many doors.
There are a lot of doors. So after the party has gotten a look over the map and everything, Artur is going to clap his hands and say, "Well then, I guess you should be off." He motions to the girl that has been fetching things for him and says, "This is one of my leading thieves. Her name is Thalia. She will lead you out of our hideout and into the sewers." Thalia bows to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Again waving at the new lady.
911.
Amon just nods his head, just like, hey.
Thalia motions and says, "Well then, if you will walk this way." And she motions for you.
Walk this way.
She motions for you to follow her out the door. The ba 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 da 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 da.
And I'm
Where
sorry,
is-
I
I'm
had
sorry,
to.
I can't find the door. I'm trying to figure out where the door is. Then direct them to the exit. Where's the? It just says the exit. Did I not write where the door is? I'm so confused, but I do.
What did you
Whatever.
do?
I apparently forgot to make note of where exactly the door was. It doesn't really matter too heavily. The door is walking in. It's off to your left, so wherever that would be. Kind of middle of the room, off towards the left. That kind of stuff. Thalia walks towards the door, opens it, waves to you all, and says, "This way, if you will."
Jumps on Breeze back. Let's go. It's flying a foe. Oh, my name's popped. That hurt.
Um, so, assuming that you're all following and everything, as it seems to be, uh, you all reach the door. Thalia turns back to Artur and gives a bow. And just as she does, you hear the sound of the iron door crumbling. As you all turn around to look, you see a rust monster, followed shortly afterwards by about 30 thieves, all in red leather armor, wielding daggers shaped similar to a fire symbol.
Okay, I just have one.
Selena will draw her swords.
Miss Selena, I believe it would be advisable for you to at least deal with the thieves and not try to deal with the rust monster. Oh boy.
Jim agrees. Like Jim's like they used the rust monster to me or to people without armor.
Alright.
Artur Grossman jumps from his dais in only the way a fat man can. He draws his daggers, and the entire rest of the thieves in the room jump to their feet doing the same. He turns to you all and says, "Run! We can hold them off."
Now
He
we're
then
saying,
charges straight into combat.
damn, for a fat man you can fight.
Well, I guess we run.
Body weight is a roleplay thing, not an actual game statistic. So yeah, he could fight just as well as anyone.
I know. It's just a chim I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
So, fight or run?
Well, he wanted us to run, so might as well.
I don't know. Because I think Talia would probably. I mean, these guys are trying to help us. How many of these thieves are there?
Of the thieves in this room, there are roughly about 10. Of the fire knives, there are about 30.
Okay. Well, I say we hang back and let them take the front line while we throw some stuff at them. We could always run later. There's only 30 of them, and we've
In
got.
that case,
No,
Selena will sheath her swords and pull out her bow.
Well, that sounds like an idea then. Alright, let's help them.
She only has 20 arrows, but she'll try to make them count.
It's fine. If this battle lasts for 20 rounds, then we're in trouble in a completely other way.
Initiatives then.
Well, the whole time Odd's sort of been looking through his sort of pouch of punch, like, do I have that? No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Oh, boy. So it's sort of these guys offered to help us, so it's more along the lines of they're helping us, we might as well help them sort of mentality.
Okay.
Yeah, can't exactly call that the thunder and hears, but yeah, well, I've got other tricks.
Okay.
In that case, if you would all roll some initiative.
Okay, time to pull up this.
6!
I'm sorry that I have to keep asking that, but it's a D20, right?
Yeah, D20
plus your dexterity.
Well, I got 3.
Okay, I
And a
like this.
6.
I need you to do something for me in the room.
Plus my dexterity modifier, is
You
it?
can hear me.
Yes.
I want you to
22.
clear the space on your floor in front of your air
22
conditioner.
for Selena. Sorry, I have to add everybody individually. I've got 22 for Selena. Halima,
6.
6. Marie.
6, but I have a higher modifier.
Alrighty. Let's see if this sits you in the right spot. No, it didn't. Amon.
I got a 3.
Oh, me and Mark got the roll off.
What's your dexterity modifier?
Okay, 12. I'll do.
Uh,
I got 8, so Mark goes first.
do I not have... Oh, hang on. Got Kaliel in here. Funky. Wait. Oh, whoops. I put Kaliel's initiative in another spot. So,
It's Mark, me, and then
then Halima.
yeah, Halima. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, so Kaliel, Kaliel, then Marie, then Halima. Alrighty. Need to roll 2 more d20s. I keep getting almost the exact same roll for everything. It's all based on modifiers right now. Where is... This is... Okay. And then this was a 15 plus modifier 16, 17, 18. 18. Alright, Selena, it appears that it is your move first.
Yeah. With my bow, well, I am most certainly I'm in range, definitely.
Yeah, the room's only about 100 feet.
Yeah. So, a 9 to hit.
That is not gonna do anything.
Okay. So I missed.
I have a lot of health I have to write down. Do. Oh, I have the same health. Duh, that's right, because they're basically a copy of the fire knives. They're just thieves instead of assassins. Honestly, the thieves of Tilverton are literally built exactly like the fire knives. The only difference is the thieves have a more roguish path, whereas the fire knives have a more assassination path or whatever. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a rust monster, isn't there? I did not do
Yes,
anything.
yes, there is.
One moment while I write down his stats too. Rust monsters are a challenge rating of 1/2. If that tells you anything. Aman, your initiative was 3, correct?
Yep.
What was your dexterity modifier again?
+1.
+1. Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I got 16.
16. Alright. So you are before the rust monster.
Oh, goody. Uh, I,
Yeah,
I,
the rust monster rolled a 2 on his initiative.
I'm glad I'm faster than the living embodiment of rust. Like, ugh.
Yeah, the rust monster is the slowest creature in the battle, that's for sure. Okay, so Selena's taken her turn. So that puts it on the fire knives next. And there are 30 of them. um, let's see. Okay. So the first of the fire knives is going to step up towards one of the thieves, to which he is going to deal a crap ton of damage. Calculator would be nice. Uh, and then he's going to sorry, hang on. I didn't roll that correctly. Uh, so the first fire knife is going to step up, swinging both of his daggers. One of the thieves drops to the ground. Second fire knife. He crits. uh, oh wait, crit, which means would a sneak attack get doubled as well in a crit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But how is he getting a sneak attack out of curiosity?
He, uh, the thieves haven't moved yet.
Okay.
Okay. With the bonus sneak attack, the second thief goes down. That wasn't even a multi-attack like he has. That is a miss. Multi-attack, that's a miss. Multi-attack, that's a hit. That is half of his health, roughly. Uh, 4. I just lost my dice. Hang on. Come on, stop that. Where did I drop it to? There it is. That is the other half of that guy's health. Um, that is... that thief is hurting. I really don't want to roll out 30 rolls. That's alright, there isn't enough room for all 30 of them to jump in here. And that is the fourth thief goes down without even needing sneak attack. Okay, that is about 10 of them. So that is really about as much room as they are going to get through. That said, the other fire knives are going to wait until they have a chance to slip through. Anybody with a passive perception of... Well, it looks like everybody but Halima would notice. The fire knives in the back rows are all preparing poisons onto their daggers.
Oh, crap.
Oh, great.
I'm going to give the thieves a little bit of an advantage just because of the fact that they just got half wiped out. So that's going to happen, and that's going to happen, and that's a crit, and that's a crit.
Well, take a look at it this way, guys. She's wasting the averages on her crits or on the minions, so we might actually get off scot-free.
True.
Yeah. That's enough to take 3 of the fire knives down. That said, still NPCs. Thalia is going to urge all of you to run, just from the apparent dropping of 4 thieves by, the fire knives. She is going to draw a couple of daggers and she is going to throw them, but that is going to be the extent of what she does. Missed both times. Yeah. Kaliel.
Alright, so not all of them have gotten through the door yet?
Not all of them have gotten through the door yet, no.
You're going to have to start rolling a lot of saving throws. Because I am casting Fireball. Centered
Saw this
20
coming.
20 feet away from the front line. Right in that little group of, what did he say? They were coating their daggers with poison?
Yes.
The spell save DC is going to be a... Let's see... a 14, I believe. 8 plus that. Yeah, a 14. And... I love that sound. Alright. Alright, well, that's pretty much what I expected. Out of curiosity, how many hit points do they have?
A good bit, but not a whole lot.
Okay. If they have 14 or less, they're going to die.
Alright, they do have
Because
more than 14.
I'm just going to count again. 12, 15, 18, 20, 24. Yes, 28 damage.
28 if they save.
Fail. Yeah, 28 if they
28 if they
fail.
fail, 14 if they save.
Correct.
Alrighty. In that case, I'm going to perform this in a similar manner to how we did it with Uzuki last session. Basically, I rolled about 4 d20s. From there, I then rolled a couple of other miscellaneous rolls here and there to determine what you did and did not hit. You took out roughly about a third of them.
All right. There's 2 more where that came from. And I'm going to move a safe distance away, 30 feet, and that's it for my turn.
Alrighty. Marie.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at something.
You know what? Artur is not in here. I completely missed him.
Okay, I'm going to do this very quick. Okay, well, Ray's not going to use fire. He technically failed.
Oh, you got a nice high initiative.
Okay, so that was just me rolling to see if she's going to use a fireball or not. Her own version of it. But nope, she's not. So, what is she going to do? Yeah, that's the question. Could send Chim in, but then Chim will be in trouble. You know what? Ray's going to spend her bonus action to draw a circle, and then she's going to pull out her water skin, and then launch 3 icicle lances at, I don't know, 3 random target, 3 random fire knives. So let me remember how I did this. It's intelligence plus proficiency, which is 2. Double checking because I don't have everything written down like I should have. This is versus their AC, so there's 1 attack. Oh, whoops. Forgot. Oh, okay. Well, there's 1. There's my 3 rolls.
Did I miss anything? Sorry, I went to go get a drink.
Some fire knives went down, some thieves went down. Thalia and Artur are both yelling at you guys to run. Besides that, nope.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess the crit hits. So
Yeah.
that's
That
about
is
it.
the only one that hits, though.
Yeah, this attacks. I'll probably have to change the ice attack later.
Yeah.
Oh well, because this one is kind of underperforming compared to the fireball. So it will go ahead and do this. D6 plus D6 plus intelligence modifier. Intelligence modifier. I haven't crit in forever. It's double, right? Like it's +2 or +4.
Critting is you roll everything twice.
Okay, so I had that. Okay, just want to double check because I haven't created in like forever.
Yeah.
All right, so that much. And for the fire knives that I missed, the ice plants leave a freezing area. It's not that big. I forgot how I worded. Like it's 10. It's about 5 foot, but the area around the ice lands is now a slowing area.
All right.
The slowing area, I forgot to write it down in that one. So what do I have it in
Probably
the first?
-10 speed like usual.
Yeah, -10. Okay, they're slowed by 10.
Done by 10.
Anyone in the zone is slowed by 10.
All right. Which fire knife was it that you hit?
The first one I aimed at because I don't know which one's there. I just aimed
Uh,
at 3 random ones.
Yeah. Was it a closer range or a further range that you hit?
What's mixed up? I put the first one was far because they are throwing knives, and the other two are closer.
Alrighty. All right.
Okay, there's Marie, Jim. Well, they're not even close to Jim, are they? They're 100 feet away, aren't they?
Roughly about that. Yeah. The thieves, despite the fact that there are a lot of fire knives that just flooded through, the thieves have a pretty good hold on keeping them back through the doorway.
All right. Well, Jim curses herself. It's like I have nothing to do, and probably just hops into a pillow and just yawns.
Dahlia is still shouting for you guys to run. That said, because I missed Artur, I'm going to have him take his turn. He is going to crit.
The crit fest continues. Come on, Jesus Christ.
He is something about rolling for advantage on like 20 rolls. He is going to deal a crap ton of damage as soon as I remember to roll twice. Yeah. That fire knife is more than dead. Second sword. Crit! Stop falling. That's a crap ton of damage. So that's another fire knife down. That said, Halima.
She's a bit confused why no one is targeting the rust monster yet, so she will do it and shoot some eldritch bolts at it.
I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, it is sitting right there. It just hasn't moved yet.
Roll the 17. Will that hit?
On the rust monster, a 17. More than likely. I have so
Okay.
many monsters in here. Yes, definitely.
Let's see.
I have more than 1,000,000 monsters on here.
That's 4 damage.
4 damage on the rust
Okay.
monster.
Going to roll again on the second beam. That's an 8.
That's gonna miss.
Yeah. Well, she's going to move in between the other casters and the thieves that are coming in, but not actually much closer than that.
Alrighty.
And that's it.
Do 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 do. Aman. Muted?
Sorry, I thought I
Um,
unmuted myself. Yeah. Amon's going to move a little bit back. Then he's going to cast Spike Growth, centered right where the rust monster is.
Alright.
And let's see, it lasts 10 minutes. And let's see, 20 foot radius. Bunch of spread. Essentially, just lets me have a bunch of hard spikes and thorns sprout up from the area 20 feet from from the center from where I'm casting it, and it does 2d4 damage for every 5 feet traveled through it, and unless the monster makes a wisdom check to beat a DC of 14, then he does not know that there's hazard because it's camouflaged.
Nice.
So yeah,
Alrighty. In that case,
Oh. And it counts as difficult terrain, so movement speed is a must. Down.
yeah, cut in half.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So it was, sorry, it was a radius of how much?
Of 20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. Well, that's, you're dropping it on the rust monster, basically?
Actually, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it be within 5 feet. It be within 5 feet of it, but 20 feet in front of it. So it has to travel the entire length of the field in order the entire radius in order to get through us. So yeah. Blech, sorry.
Right, okay. I was just wondering because the rust monster is technically at the front of combat, so doing that means that it will hit basically all of the thieves and all of the fire knives right there too.
Yeah. Sorry, guy.
Yeah, but Sleep Storm doesn't deal damage. It just slows people, if I recall.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
just
So that's
slow-
fine.
Oh yeah, and I had that prepared. Doy. Forgot about that. So actually, change that to him from my spike growth to my sleet storm. So yeah.
All right.
So that's a 20 foot cylinder with a 40-foot radius, centered on the rust monster. It's heavily obscured. Flames are doused, and they have to make a dexterity saving throw of 14 of whenever they move or whenever they start to turn. Otherwise, they fall flat on their rears. So yeah, that's gonna be fun.
All right.
See, that's teamwork. I light shit on fire, and then you put it out, and then I light shit on fire again because they can't move.
Yeah, it's like good thing you brought up the sleet storm. That I was like, oh wait, I had that prepared for the beginning. So it's like sleet storm. Like,
Then you have Rita's freezing stuff. Like,
All right. Selena.
Yes.
Um,
So let's try my arrow again at one of
hold
the
up.
fire knights.
about the rust monster that went after me.
Hmm?
Like, doesn't the rust monster go after me?
oh, sorry. Totally forgot that it was still the rust monster's turn. Um,
He has to make a 14 DC saving throw, otherwise he's flat in his rear.
yeah, he's got to make a dexterity saving throw. Dexterity saving throw, he will make it.
No.
That said, he does not go after you because he's more interested in the several iron daggers that are straight in front of him. In fact, if it weren't for the fact that he has completely eaten through the iron door, he would still be distracted by that. So that said, it is going to march its way forward. Did you say it took damage from moving? Or was that just the other spell?
That's the other spell, but it is counted as difficult terrain, so his movement speed is halved.
His movement speed is halved. That is perfectly fine. His movement speed is 40, and he only needs to move about 10 feet anyway. That said, it's going to step forward. It's going to swing. It is going to hit. And it is going to deal a decent amount of damage. Where did my calculator go? Did I accidentally close my calculator? Why? Why did I do that? Alright. Before Selena takes her turn, because I just now realized that this hasn't happened either yet, there is a loud thumping noise from the wall next to the iron door. Let's just say the wall smashes into pieces as two massive ogres come charging through the wall.
Oh, yay.
I'm not going to bother rolling, but they decimate about half of the Fire Knife forces.
Wait, what?
The ogres are on our side! Oh, crap.
I don't know. I think they just did that and they're probably not on her side.
To this, Artur turns to you and says, I did say run. Don't worry about me and the rest of the thieves. The ogres here that open the iron door should be more than enough to handle the rest of the fire knives. I suggest you all just get out of here now. That said, if you would all like to take a run action, which is going to be a completely different thing, I will allow you to essentially escape combat and run away.
I'm going to casually walk away, because if the people we're fighting have been beaten, there's no reason to hurry.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Suppose
either
there's that.
Yeah.
either
I
we
think
need to
it's
stay here and
signal.
keep launching fireballs, or we need to run, or we're going to win. Since, you know, he's telling us that they're not going to be defeated, and that, you know, they can handle it, then as far as I'm concerned, hell, we could just, you know, sit back and have a brewski as they clean up, and then we can continue our conversation, you know? We don't need to run.
Oh wait, I think I know why we may need to, skedaddle. Because aren't we supposed to be, in a prison cell, but when come morning?
Yeah, but we don't need to run. We got plenty of time.
Yeah. Plus, he's not having you run back to the cell. He's having you run out of the Thieves Guild and into the sewers.
Good point.
We're going to finish these guys off, and then we're going to go back to our cell the way we came. We're not going to start wandering around the sewers. That's just stupid. I mean, you guys can if you'd like, but Kaliel's going to sit right here and keep throwing fireballs until, things are cleaned up.
I'm just here. I'm just here to help. I see your logic, but more of a group thing. So
Chim, okay, at this point, Chim scratches her head a little bit and yells at the fat guy. Couldn't we just wait? I mean, if you win, we could just go back the way we came.
Artur is going to look at you and say, if you don't get to the sewers by tomorrow, or if you don't get to the Fire Knives hideout by tomorrow morning and deal with them by midday, the King Azaun IV will be dead.
Okay.
How do you know?
Let's go
How do you know?
Because this is the first of many attacks they are planning to make to attempt to take us and the king out.
Well, we have to talk to the king, so it would be better for us to go back to the castle and warn him.
Oh, that poor thief.
Um,
Let me guess, we're not going the way that the module said we should go?
the
Sorry, again?
the yes and no. The problem is if you guys go back, you can go back if you want, but the king dies. the
Why?
Because the fire knives are launching an attack.
So we're going to go back to the castle immediately, and we're going to tell them that the fire knives are launching an attack, and that the king should GTFO. We're going back to warn him. If we do nothing, if we go to the fire knives, then they'll have all the time in the world that they need to do their attack. I mean, apparently, we have until midday, so we've got more than enough time to go back tonight, wake his fat ass up, and tell him that he needs to not be here. You know, we now know what the fire knives are going to do. We know there's going to be an attempt on the king's life, so we need to change his plans.
But the thing is, what if the fire knives have planted some of their people inside of the king's force? Then the assassin would be going with the king.
This is a point.
There's a wizard who can clearly do whatever the hell he wants. He already showed that he could. You know,
But our job is to rescue the princess.
Yeah, but we should still warn the king.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
We have knowledge. To not act on it is just not good. You know, we could go back to the castle. We could tell them what we know, and then, you know, we can then go back and go to the fire knives. We're only going to be wasting a few hours. It's not going to be that big of a deal. There's no reason, absolutely no reason, for us to just run blindly into the sewers and hope for the best. Especially because this battle is won, essentially.
True enough.
Thing is, they're blocking the way we'd have to go.
Yeah, but there's, let's see, I took out a third, and then they took out a half. There's only about 10 left, plus maybe a rust monster. I have plenty of fireballs to finish them off. You know, we were on the downside 2-1, but now the odds are completely reversed. All we need to do is wait another 6 seconds, one more round of combat to finish these guys off. Then we can leisurely stroll back the way we came, back into the cell. We can alert the guards, tell them to do whatever they need to do. Hell, we could even tell them just the king and his wizard. Tell them to get into hiding, you know? We could even bring them down here. There's so much we could
they will
do.
ask where we got the information from.
From the thieves, which just got attacked by the fire knives. Here's 60 daggers as proof.
Let's do this, actually. Let's just go warn the king. Let's see what happens.
Players breaking advantage 101.
Well, you guys can go ahead and go back and warn the king, but as Mist made note, who knows where the fire knives have planted their, people at. The moment you get back up and alert the guards to the fact that you're aware of it, the fire knives could immediately move and kill the king before you even get a chance to talk to him.
They
Remember that
could,
you
but also
can't
they
talk
couldn't.
to the
We
king.
don't know. We don't know that.
Yeah.
If we make assumptions, then we could assume anything, and therefore we can assume nothing. You know, we go back to the castle. We tell them we need to speak to the wizard because, you know, if he needed to kill the king, he would have already. So clearly, he must be on our side. So yeah, we just say we need to talk to him. You tell the king. No one else must know this. That you guys need to not be here. And then that's that. Then we go back into the sewers.
Well, let's finish the combat first.
Well, I mean, the combat is won at this point, so if you decide that that's the route that you're going to go, then it would just be the ogres taking their turn next and then decimating the rest of the knives. So, but I mean, if you guys want to do that, whatever. I don't really know how else to do this encounter, but technically the module says it is an endless encounter. The fire knives are still gonna. The moment the fire knives get initiative, there's supposed to be 30 more that come at you guys.
Okay, so what you this what you should have said beforehand
So you're
because
you're railroading us into doing this course of action. Oh, sorry, not you.
Yeah,
The
'cause that's-
module is.
yeah, because that's something completely different. If Fire Knights keep coming in endlessly, we can't go that way. Period.
Yeah.
So,
No.
That's-
No. That's not right. You know what? I'm happy to sit here and blow all of my fireballs and all of my spells, killing these fire knives, and after we've gone through, I don't know, about 150 of them, I would say, then, that's that. There can't be that many fire knives. We'll just kill half of their army right now. You know? How many are they sending down here? Enough to get the PCs to be railroaded into this course of action? No. Listen, I'm sorry, but if that's the way that this is going to go, I can't do this.
I'm wondering if Radath will also come here.
I mean, it's just that this has happened 3 times already, so I didn't think it was a big deal, but whatever. I mean, let's see. I mean, the fire knives have more than just fire knives on their side. If need were, the module says if the need were to be, you're allowed to add things. The fire knives have all kinds of stuff in their hideout that could easily take on the ogres. I mean, if it's a big deal, I can try to work around it, but if I have to come up with the campaign because of something that the players do that completely breaks the campaign, this campaign is going to go south real fast.
Well,
I don't do
I honestly
improv.
don't care.
I don't make up stuff.
I don't do railroading.
So
If the campaign says this needs to happen, I don't care. Fuck the campaign. I make the decisions. I'm the player.
yeah,
Don't you remember that last scene from who here reads the webcomic, the Battle for Goblin Knob? Or Earthworld, I think it was. Anyone read that?
Yeah, I've read it.
Sorry.
Yeah. On the first chat, well, basically it's about a guy, a gamer, who gets teleported into basically a role-playing game. You know this whole thing. It's an old tripe, but he is bound by the rules of this game, in which all the characters, all the the pieces are like chibi versions of themselves. Everything's cute. They instead of like a massive rock golem, they would have a teddy bear, and the teddy bear would punch things, And this guy, he's not even allowed to swear because in this world, a curse word is not allowed, and yet wanton death and destruction is completely fine. So at the end of this, after decimating his army and their army and destroying an entire city, he's wandering through the wreckage and thinking to himself, "What? This doesn't make any sense. I was brought here to do something and I did it, and yet I'm still being bound by arbitrary restrictions." And so the last panel is he takes the sword that he was given and hurls it into a pool of lava and says, it basically says, "Fuck you," to the world. And that was the first time he was able to curse. He broke the rules. He didn't allow himself to be a game piece. And I don't care what the module says. I don't care what needs to happen. My character's going to make her own decisions.
And if the king dies, then he dies.
I mean, I don't care what you guys do, but if we break the module, I got nowhere to go.
The module is supposed to be broken. If the module, and again, this isn't you, I know you're dealing with something from like 40 years ago. If the module was written in such a way that certain things need to happen in a certain order and you can't break that order, which honestly would make sense because the module is based off of a video game, then, it's a poorly written module. And that's just the truth of it. It doesn't matter how good the story is, but if it doesn't allow for players making their own decisions, then it's not worthy of being played. It's not D&D, It's not a choose your own adventure. It's you get to sit by and watch the story unfold before you, unless you're not lucky and you roll poorly, in which case the story ends. We don't need to make decisions here. All we need to do is what the NPCs tell us to do, and we will either win or lose depending on how we roll. To me, that's not D&D. That's just a video game.
And I'm quite sure you can think of something to work around it, to make it work into the module.
I cannot do improv. I have tried before. We all saw how that went.
Yeah, but I'm not quite certain a session won't take that long for everything to go bad.
I've got an idea. These fire knives are still human, right? It's not like they're magically possessed in order to keep throwing themselves at us and the thieves guild and the ogres, right? And the two ogres, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Assume that. You're the DM. Assume that they either are or they aren't. If they aren't sort of magically compelled to, then eventually, after they see so many die, they're going to. If they're human, they're going to say, "This isn't worth it. Let's GTFO." At that point, we go to our plan, and then we proceed from there. And if they are, then we just take out the we just continue to take them out until the cows come home. That's the way.
More importantly, there's only 11 thieves down here and 2 ogres. How many people are they sending down? What chunk of their force are they willing to spend on this? Although I guess it doesn't matter because the module probably says they have as many as they need. Just pick an arbitrarily random high number, and if they ever run out, you can just get more.
There are other thieves in the guild. There is more to the guild than just this one room. This is just the one room that you guys have been in. More
Yeah,
thieves
but there's
would
not
be rushing in.
But there's not 1,000 thieves, and after we go through this battle, you take 30 off of that number. What there are thieves, and you use as many as you need. So we could literally stay here for quite a long amount of time, build up some barricades, and theoretically, we could, make a choke point and just have them come in one after the other and continue to kill them with mundane weaponry until we've slaughtered tens of thousands. It may not be easy, it might be damn near impossibly difficult, but theoretically it's possible, which means they have an entire city of thieves at their beck and call, which is completely nonsensical.
Just how do they even fit into the sewers? Aren't the
Very
sewers like
carefully.
well, aren't the sewers like full of monsters, like you mentioned earlier? So those that are waiting outside would be fighting those. Meanwhile,
Well, see, that's the problem there. The module doesn't go into those sorts of details. Whoever originally wrote this didn't care. They just said, we need to have the players run away from here, and then the players reach another destination and the story continues. They didn't account for the fact that not only, is it impossible to have that many thieves, an impossibly high number, not only is it limiting the players' options by not allowing them to go back to the castle to fulfill the plans that they already made. And again, as you say, there are monsters in the sewers. That's not taken into account. The whole point of this is make it so the players move on to this specific task in this specific way. And that's the very definition of railroading.
still I don't see why we can't do the warn the king thing and then go find the princess down the sewers.
You could go warn the king, but it would break the module, and I would have to figure out something completely different from what the module has, and I don't do improv. That's my problem. I would be more than willing to have you guys do it. Problem is I am incapable of doing it. So if you guys do that, it completely breaks the module end of campaign. I literally cannot work with that. This is my problem.
We're technically not. What we're trying to say is we warn the king, like we talk to the wizard, he teleports the king out, and then we go do the thing. That's pretty much
Yes,
it.
but the king is supposed to come back for a later fight and help you guys out. If he runs away, then that doesn't happen, and you guys are guaranteed to lose that fight. So,
Why can't the king just go get his army, like, for that fight?
it's there is no way for the module to continue the way it's written, and like that, I cannot do an improv. I am incapable of doing that kind of improv. I would have to completely rewrite the entire sewers and Fire Knife hideout. I haven't even had the time to write out the entire sewers and the Fire Knife hideout. So I'd have to start completely from scratch. I don't care what you guys do. Go ahead, do whatever. But if the campaign just falls apart and fails because I can't do improv, that's not my fault.
You said the king needs to help us in that fight. Well, spoiler, don't know. Well, wouldn't it be a warning king would also help with that?
If the king runs away, no.
Well,
He's
he
not gonna
runs
be
by
there.
tip, or we warn the king that, of course. I'm trying to figure out how we can do this.
We warned the king that there's going to be a threat against his life. Therefore, when that battle happens, he'll just snap his fingers, and then a dozen archers will come out of the woodwork and completely decimate the battle. Therefore, there will be no battle because he knew that was going to happen because of us.
And then later on, he'll join us in the Fire Knights. Like, instead of a chance of the king dying, the king will be ready for the attack and completely destroys the Fire Knights that are trying to attack him.
But the fight that he helps you out with is the final fight in the Fire Knife hideout.
I know, but
He comes to try to rescue his daughter, of which, at this point in the campaign, while you guys have been gone, he has discovered that his daughter has been captured. And if you were to... I suppose if you went and warned him, he would say, I don't care because my daughter's captured by them, and I guess he'd just continue on with whatever he was going to do. Which, in the end, I suppose would just be completely pointless.
No, that's fine.
I suppose in that regard, thinking about it, it wouldn't change anything at all. But I mean,
Well,
then
he
what's
would be
the
more
point in doing it?
prepared, at least.
I mean, okay, actually, if he warned them, wouldn't he want to strike back? Of course, after the attack, that would give him more reason to attack back. It's like, hey, the Fire Knights are attacking you. Like, instead of improv them, he'll run away. He improves, hey, we're going to kill the guys that are going to try to assassinate me right quick. And then I'm going to join you in the Fire Knights base because I'm going to destroy them.
Yeah, he'd not run away and actually strike first. He is a fighter after all.
Generally speaking, a campaign is supposed to do something that there is a set storyline that logically follows one event from the next. However, there is a lot of room for leeway in both the positive and negative direction. Generally speaking, if the players learn something valuable that gives them an advantage and they use it, then that advantage again changes the storyline. It makes some event that's about to happen much better. You know, we warned the king. Okay, he's not going to run away, he's going to stay and fight. Good. Well done, king. So whatever battle happens later in the castle, the king is ready for. You know, he will have begun a thing to figure out if there are any traitors in his guard. The wizard will do his thing, and, you know, that will be that much more secure.
Like I said, he annihilates those people who were traitors, assassinates, and then later on joins us at the Fire Knights base. Like, pretty much attend it. That's it.
Heck, we could in fact. Heck, you could have the king as soon as we give the wizard give the wizard the information about the king. The wizard could in fact say this. Well, go ahead of us and try and take out more Fire Knights before the king comes with trying to rescue his daughter. You know, that sort of thing.
Or maybe the king goes into, quote, hiding, unquote. We already have a guy who can mimic the king's voice perfectly. We have a wizard who's willing to work with him. Just, you know, hide the king away in a safe spot to allow him to investigate his own people, while the quote-unquote king continues giving orders in his stead. There's a lot of options, and mechanically, what's going to happen is that it's going to be some benefit for us. Things might still happen. They'll just happen more in our favor.
Well, it's more the fact that you're also taking our advice. It also makes you a good DM.
Yeah.
That's something else. Yeah, as you said, you're bad at improv. You have, I think, 3 writers in the group. I've been known to
I
improv.
write.
Okay, 4 maybe. I don't know. We have a lot. And Mark has maybe improv so much in my campaign it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Serene.
Hmm?
Not Soren. No, I was right.
Serene, yeah.
I was right the first time. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I liked him because he said things and got things done without needing to lift a finger.
Yeah, and I end up like, there goes. But I had planned. Oh well, fuck it.
No, I'd like to teleport in there. I can do that.
Yeah, I let you do it too. He still got
Yep.
away, but you took it. But you were able to take something from him.
Yeah, it's like a piece of his mask,
Yeah, I was like,
which just made it that much cooler.
Mm.
It's so quiet. Yeesh. Ay.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to say, so I haven't said anything.
Like, trust me, we have just given you a myriad of options. Yeah, just from what we thought of. Just take some time, pick out what you think would work best in order for us to a keep the king alive, b get us still have us go to the Knight's hideout even through the sewers or not, and c make it so that the players are still enjoying themselves. That's all you really need to do.
There is no need to worry so much.
Hmm. I mean, I guess it's whatever you guys want to do.
Right. So anyway, when we see a break in the Fire Knight forces, that's when we go warn the king, right, guys? Because I think that's our plan.
All right.
I'd like to sit here and continue, decimating them a little bit. I've
The
got
second
3
round?
more fireballs.
What you? Well, while you go do that, we'll go. The rest of us will go take care of. We'll go take care of the Fire Knights leaders. Hopefully, getting part of this curse done. Okay, you enjoy fireballing a bunch of thieves. Come on, guys, let's go.
All right, I'll go.
Just give me 18 seconds, and I'll have launched off all of my remaining fireballs for the day.
Yeah, who says we might not need those fireballs for later?
Because we're going to be taking a long rest soon. We haven't actually slept yet.
You haven't actually slept yet, but that is a thing to be warned of.
Yeah, so the good plan right now is to, destroy what army that they sent down here to, by the way, kill 10 people and 2 ogres. And
And the
then
rest
once
of the
that's...
thieves in the hideout too, but yeah.
You said there were 10 in here.
In this one room, I also then proceeded to make mention, after you said it last time, about the fact that this is just one room in the hideout.
Oh,
That
how
there's
many
to the
more thieves are
hideout.
there?
Let's see. There's 20 in that room. more in that room. 20 more in that room. 2 more.
So about
Another
50.
5 more.
So about 50 odd thieves, give or take.
50, maybe 60-ish. Along with some wolves and some non-thieves.
And how many fire knives got sent down here?
30 in the first wave, but again, the module doesn't give you a number. It just says keep
Right.
sending
Keep
fire
sending them
knives
until these
until...
thieves are wiped out?
Well, till the party runs away. Or the party
No,
dies.
until
Whichever
the
one
thieves
happens
are wiped
first.
out. Because they were sent down here to kill the thieves. They didn't know we were here.
Well, yeah, they didn't know you were there.
So this thieves guild is going to be wiped out, correct?
Uh, actually, with all the combined forces in the Thieves Guild, according to the module, the Thieves Guild will not be wiped out.
Okay, that means we're going to win. It doesn't matter what the fire knives send down here. We're going to win if the thieves are going to win. If the thieves would win without us, then they would handily win with us.
Well, oh, and there's even more ogres than just those two, apparently. Whatever.
So we could just stay here until we win and all the fire knives are defeated, and then we could move on from there.
I suppose so.
Well, you have to admit the module is contradicting itself here. It's nothing to do with you. This is the module literally contradicting itself. On the one hand, the thieves survive without us. On the other hand, we can't survive.
It's not that you're not supposed to survive, it's that you're supposed to run away. There's no
Or we
survival
die.
involved.
Or we die. Either we want to run away or we die. Those are the options. Which means the thieves, if we want to run away, they will survive without us being there. If we do not run away, it doesn't matter how powerful we are, we will eventually be defeated because there is an arbitrarily large number of enemies pouring into this camp. That's a contradiction. If the thieves would survive without us, then with us, they should survive better. That makes sense to you, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I see the logic in it.
So, what are we gonna do?
We do what our characters want to do.
Well, Kaliel is going to continue fighting until, the thieves are dead, the fire knives are dead, and then she's going to go back and warn the king.
Selena will go with the majority of the group. Mainly because they're her friends and she doesn't like to leave friends behind.
So is it just Selena that's going to warn the king, or is it the whole group, or?
I just said Selena will go with the majority of the group.
Yeah, but is it... sorry, I didn't mean Selena. I meant Kaliel. Is it just Kaliel that's going back and warning the king? Is it the whole party going back there, or what?
It is entirely possible for the group to split up. And some of them go to warn the king, the others go to the Fire Knives hideout.
That probably would render whoever goes to the king basically unable to play for several sessions, but because the story would continue to follow those in the sewers. Several hours would pass following those in the sewers, as they make their way to the hideout before the rest of the characters would get there. That would be several sessions.
Well, what if it were the people who are not sessions who are the ones going to warn the king? I know that would be some weird jumping, but
I mean, you could do it, but then we'd have to figure out how they come back. I mean, could just all go warn the king, then all come back, like I guess you guys were originally saying. That seemed to be the original plan.
as Mark said, we have until midday tomorrow.
I mean, it's not up to me. If it was up to me, you guys would have ran in that battle and module would have continued, so. Players
I think
wanna-
everyone should just tell what their characters would want to do. Because I can tell you right now, Kaliel
I've already
wants.
done.
Yeah. So, anyone else want to take a vote?
Let's see. No, let's see. Knowing Amon, he'd probably want to go back and warn the king, because, well, for one, he still has to make up in his mind. He still has to make up for trying to kill him.
And same with Halim.
Chen will probably want to. Chen will want to fit him out, but Marie will want to warn the king. Or, yeah, that's it, right?
Right. Alright. So, Artur and his thieves and ogres and wolves and soldiers and whatever the heck else is in here. I don't know. I didn't write half of the Thieves Guild because there's nothing that happens in the Thieves Guild, so I didn't even bother to write half of it. I'm just looking at it through the 1E version of the campaign. So, but all the guys that are in the Thieves Guild come in, they help fight off the Fire Knives, taking them down. Artur is upset at you because he told you to run, but you didn't run. But I guess he's thankful for help, I guess. I don't know. You make mention of wanting to go warn the king. I don't know. I guess Artur says okay.
Would the thieves know a faster way to the wizard himself that we're planning to meet?
Say again?
Would the thieves know a faster way to the wizard's room, since I'm suspecting the only way into the where we were is not through the room that we had just happened to be in. Like, is there a secret passage to the where the wizard is sleeping?
I don't know. I guess so.
That would make it faster, at least.
I don't know, the module doesn't cover this, so I don't know.
It'd be safe to say, oh god, if the thieves found a way into the prison, the thieves would probably know the way around the castle better than part of the guards do.
Probably.
So essentially, have one of the thieves lead us to the wizard's room. We pretty much write on a note saying, "Fire Knives going to try to kill the king. We're going to go. We're going to try and head them off the pass. Love the party."
Alright. So you write him a note, leave it for him.
Uh-huh.
And then we head off on our merry way, skipping along the desert, wow, in the sewers.
I really have no idea what Artur would think of any of this because,
Who cares what he thinks? We're out of his hair. We're going to deal with the Fire Knives.
well, yeah, but it's, again, it's the way the module is set up. If the party does anything other than going along the path of the module has 5